Charisse here to give you your energy card reading forecast for the week of September 14th. I'm a day late to Sunday, September 20th. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Charisse Williams. I am a witch, paranormal investigator, and tarot card reader. I do offer private individual card readings, so all that information as well as which cards I'm using for this reading today will be in the description down below. So I do have my son and husband, and it sounds like my son's friends outside playing, so hopefully they don't come in and interrupt me, because full disclosure, they already did. He came in to interrupt my video to show me this, a cicada shell, which I appreciate, but it kind of threw me off. Anywho, so in just a second, I'm going to lower the screen so you can choose. I have 3 piles here, piles 1, 2, and 3. You may be drawn to just one, you may be drawn to multiple, and that's perfectly okay. And then also, in case you're new here and you haven't seen one of these forecasts yet, I do always say, even if you pick pile 1, like, don't just shut this video off. Listen through to the end, because sometimes my spiritual team will give me other messages, or my intuition picks up on things that need to be shared for the collective. And then usually the card messages kind of intertwine with each other. And again, at the end of the video, there's usually kind of like a summary, if you will, of a message for the collective. All right, enough chit-chatting. Let's get right into it. First, we're going to do a breath, breathing in nice and slow and deep through our nose, and then exhaling out through our mouth nice and slow. So let's go ahead and breathe in and out. Alrighty. All right, get ready. And you can pause the video too if you need a longer moment to like pick a card. Okay. So piles 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and today we're using the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, the Zombie Tarot, and the Goddess Dream Oracle. All right, so pile 1, we have New Beginnings, Take a Fresh Look at Life, which is awesome because we do have the new moon this week. I believe the dark moon is on the 17th to the 18th, so the new moon would be like the 19th. That's if you follow that particular belief system, which I follow. Anyway, regardless, there's a new moon this week, new beginnings. Then we also have Reflection, and we have the High Priestess. Awesome. All right, so those of you who chose pile 1, I think that the new moon especially is going to be really important for you this week. Excuse me. And I'm not an astrologer. I know the very basics of astrology, but I am getting the sense that it is important for you who chose pile 1 to look at what sign the new moon is going to be in and where that falls in your astrological house, your, which house it is in, because that will give you some big insight as well into like what exactly is going to be transpiring for you. Even if you didn't choose pile 1, you can do that as well. But I think those of you who chose pile 1, this is going to be a very exceptionally powerful new moon for you. Excuse me, good Lord. Hairball. Okie dokie. Prior to the new moon, so today I think is like the 15th. So prior to the new moon, you need to reflect. Reflect on especially recent events, but even going back further. Reflect on the things, okay, and I'm getting told it's more important to focus on like recent events. So between like the last 1 to 3 months, what things have really made you feel joyful and expansive and abundant and happy and beautiful and complete, creative? What things have made you feel awesome? And then also reflect on the things that have made you feel small and weak and powerless and jealous and angry and hurt and scared. Reflect on all of it and really take note of the things that you want to carry in with you through this new moon and through to the rest of the year. It's really important right now for you to be removing and saying no to the things that don't make you feel good, and welcoming in and saying yes to the things that make you feel expansive and joyful and abundant. The rabbits in this image is really standing out, which stands for abundance and fertility and like just awesomeness, and fresh starts, new beginnings. So really pay attention to that. You can even do the good old writing things out and burning it ritual that could be really good for you. I'm also getting a ritual bath. So I think for the new moon, if you chose pile 1, do a nice, beautiful ritual bath, and then you can do some sort of ritual like writing out the things that you want to release and what do you want to bring in, and then burning that in a cauldron or fire-safe bowl, whatever you do. Also, this card to me is screaming dreams and shadow self, which is excellent work on the dark moon to do, even on the waning moon, which we're having right now. But really pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your shadow side. I think that's going to come up with the reflections when you're reflecting on things. Allow yourself to face those shadows. Allow yourself to face the things that maybe you don't necessarily like to acknowledge and face in your day-to-day. Now is the time to really do that. Really do some shadow work. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's transitioning very quickly from summer to fall, which is excellent time for shadow work. You know, the earth around you is shedding and releasing and going into a darker phase, and it's okay for you to face your shadows. Go with that, and you will really start to tap into your own personal power. So there you go. Pile 1. Alrighty, pile 2. Letting go, emotional release. Okay, well, so see, now we're getting our themes. This is where I was talking about the collective themes. I'm thinking the collective theme is letting go, letting stuff go. So letting go, emotional release, grace, awesome. An 8 of Swords, wow. Okay, those of you who chose pile 2, get ready to break free from the constraints that you have been feeling. And these more than likely are constraints that you have put on yourself mentally. So these may be the constraints of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I can't do that, who am I to do that? And these could be just your own voice, your own thoughts that have made you feel enclosed and captured. These could also be the voices of your parents when you were growing up, or a partner that you've had that says mean things to you that then you believe and you repeat to yourself. But either way, get ready for this week to find the courage and the energy for yourself to break free from those constraints. You're really going to find the energy and the emotional strength to let go of these things, The message of keeping grace is really important. So you can release things and you can speak your ground and you can stand up for yourself and move on in a graceful way. You can do it messy or you can do it graceful. And sometimes when we are facing things that have made us feel small and scared and contained, when we're facing these things and we're emotionally releasing things, it can tend to get messy. But the message here is really, really, really to tap into that inner grace, and grace is more, it's about having just some inner peace, tapping into that inner peace. So even if like the water and the waves here are really standing out. So even when you're releasing these things that have made you feel small, these thoughts that make you feel less than. So when you're releasing those and the emotions and the waves start to come, just go with the flow. That's what it means to live in grace. You're not fighting the current. You're not fighting the emotions. You're not letting this make you a certain way that you're not making you angry or drowning you. You're going with grace. You're just floating with it. You're letting it happen, and you're embracing it. It's peaceful. So, okay, when I was just getting a ringing in my ear. I don't know what they were just trying to tell me. Okay, pulling another card for those of you who chose pile 2. Let's see what this one comes up as. Release. Release. Okay, that is, I guess, what I'm going to title this video is Release. So the fact that we have that release, emotional release, and then what was this one? That one didn't have the word release. Okay, so those of you who chose pile 2 and just the collective in general, let go, release. I feel like this has really been a message that's come through week after week of stop letting things make you be small. Stop letting things make you feel less than. Break free of those mental frickin' constraints. Release what you need to release so you can break free and be a badass. So, yeah, I'm excited. I think so many of us, it's feeling like the collective as a whole, like this has been such a difficult year for so many people in so many different ways. But I think the silver lining to it, the plus side of this year is the shadow work. People have been forced to face some of their shadows on a personal level and on a collective level. But whenever we face our shadows, it's a chance for us to grow. It's a chance for us to like reclaim pieces of ourselves or heal certain parts of ourselves. And I think a lot of us are really, it feels like on a collective, you know, we're really stepping into our personal powers. A lot of people are like sick of playing small. A lot of people are, you know, done keeping quiet about things, certain things. People are ready to like, you know, they're just, it's this energy of just like, man, screw this. Like, I am sick of living life like this. I'm going to live life my way in a awesome, powerful way. And it doesn't have to be like an angry way. I mean, anger is good because it can create transformation. It's a fiery energy and fire transforms. But it's just this overall collective feeling of people just stepping into their badassery. And people are on different levels with it. Some people are like, you know, just starting to break free from that. Some people might be like thinking about it. They need to release a couple more things. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm kind of excited to see the transformations that people continue to go through this year and beyond. All right, pile 3, balance, one of my favorites. It's my favorite and it's my own personal struggle. Probably why I love it so much. Balance, light and dark. And that I love that topic, the balance of light and dark. I could talk about that topic all the live long day. And then we have transition. Like I said, people transitioning into this like new badass version of themselves. And then we have Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is all about accepting your badassery, like accepting your victories in life, accepting that like you're awesome, and let people praise you for that. Let people write news headlines about you. Let yourself write news headlines about you. You don't need to wait for other people to recognize your awesomeness. You are awesome. Write your own damn headline and shout it from the rooftops. All right, so those of you, I'm getting all fired up. I'm liking this energy. All right, so those of you who chose pile 3, right now, I think you are going through a transition phase. So I'm looking at these cards laying down, and I'm feeling like those of you who chose pile 3, you were already at this 8 of Swords place. You were at this, you know, I'm ready to break free. Like, screw this. I'm ready to do something different. I'm ready to think differently, feel differently, be different. Like, and not necessarily be different, but be more yourself, your real self. So I feel like those of you who chose pile 3, you're kind of in this transition phase. You've acknowledged, like, there's things I want to do differently so I can be my badass self. There's things I want to heal, things I need to do. So you're in this transition phase, but I feel like this week you're really going to start to find your balance. So maybe you were living too much in the darkness and the shadows, and then now you're moving into the light. Or maybe you were one of those like only love and light, good vibes only people, and you refuse to look at the shadows, and so now you're starting to look at the shadows. Either way, you're going to start to find your balance this week, those of you who chose pile 3. You're really going to start to find your flow, your balance, and just the end result is going to be tooting your own damn horn. That's also the message coming through right now. Like, don't be ashamed of your victories. Don't be ashamed of your successes. Don't be ashamed of your qualities that you have. Praise yourself and like put yourself out there a little bit. It's okay to put yourself out there. You maybe have done the work behind the scenes, and now it's time for you to step forward. Remember, balance. There's times for you to kind of step back a little bit and work more privately on things, and then there's times where you can step forward a little bit more and, you know, talk about your pay raise at work. Talk about the promotion you got. Talk about, like, you know, the marathon that you just ran. Like, it's okay to talk good about yourself to other people. And if they get jealous and weird about it, that's on them and not you. So be proud of who you are and voice it to others. And yeah, I'm really excited for you, pile 3 people, to be finding that perfect balance within yourself and within your life this week. So there we go. Messages, obviously big messages this week of releasing, and then the continued message of stepping into your badassery. We are leaving behind the things that make us feel small and insignificant and inferior. We're leaving them away. They served their purpose at one point in time. time to package them up and send them away, and we are now stepping fully into our badass, awesome selves. So there you go, and as always, leave me some comments. Let me know which piles you chose. Let me know how this resonates with you, and you guys have an awesome, awesome week.